Hey guys, it's Nancy Ann. Today I'm going to do something just a little bit different. This is called the Grown Ass Women Challenge, and I'm really hoping that I can say that word on YouTube and not get censored. But this is 10 introspective questions that you can ask yourself. So I thought I would share my answers with you. Full disclosure, I recorded this once before and I started crying at one of the questions because I did it more off the cuff. So after some thought, I thought I would re-record this. So here we go. I first heard about this challenge from Tina at Tina's Best Midlife. And I noted it, but I wasn't sure if I would have time to do it. So I did find some time. And like I said on the intro, I cried at one of the answers. I surprised myself. And after some thought, I did decide to go ahead and re-record this. The other thing that happened was I kept saying badass. So I felt like we needed to have me calling this challenge the correct thing all the way through. So these are 10 different questions that I will also post down below. And I would absolutely love to hear your answers to these in the comment section. I thought this could be a little bit fun. If you are a content creator, I'd like to challenge you to do this as well if you have not already. I hadn't heard about it till Tina mentioned it. I also want to say I've turned my ring light way down because the glare in my glasses, but I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this so I can read the questions. So if you see a little bit, my husband calls it goggle eyes where the ring shows in my glasses. I apologize ahead for that. So let's go ahead and get into these questions. Question number 1, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? I would tell my 20-year-old self, don't get out of the Air Force. Stay in. Because I got out of the Air Force, it set my life on a trajectory that I don't think was as good as it would have been if I would have stayed in. I was really proud to serve my country and wear the uniform, and I had a really good job in weather, and I should have just hung on to that. I was so young and naive, and I thought there were better things over the horizon, and really it was pretty darn good at the Air Force. And if I would have played it right, I could have also got a college education on them. So I would say, don't get out of the Air Force. Next question. Favorite bands of the 70s and the 80s? This one, I listened to country music mostly. So I was liking people like Randy Travis, Reba McEntire, those types of things. When it came to popular bands, I didn't really listen to that too much, but of course I was exposed to it at school dances and things like that. So I really like Starship. The We Built This City is my favorite song of all time, country or otherwise. It is about kind of my old stomping grounds, the San Francisco Bay Area, but I like the rhythm and that upbeat type tempo to that. I enjoyed a lot of Billy Idol. I think I also really liked his videos. They had some humor to them. And I liked Hall & Oates. Now that really dates me. That really dates me. There we go. But Your Kiss is on my list. And of course I was crazy about Michael Jackson. So I guess the ones I liked were probably more along the line of pop, except for the whole Billy Idol thing there. Let's see. What one person influenced you the most and why? That would be my Grandma Morris. I had two really great grandmas. I had a Grandma Love. My mom's maiden name is Love. And then Grandma Morris, and that was my dad's mom. They were both wonderful women. And I don't mean to take away from Grandma Love by saying that Grandma Morris influenced me the most. They both did. But Grandma Morris and I were really close. And from the time I was born, she was my best friend. She was a really morally strong woman. She took good care of her family. She's a fantastic cook. Her home was always beautiful. And she just really knew what was important and what was not. And she set such a great example of that for me and a family, just putting family first. My grandma was a special woman, and I still really miss her to this day. Next up is what makes me angry. I can have a hot temper depending on the thing, what's going on. But the thing that makes me the angriest, I think, is being wrongly accused of doing something. Well, no, there's something that makes me angrier than that. But being falsely accused really angers me. I don't know why, but that really gets my goat. It gets me all riled up. But also, when somebody hurts one of my kids unjustly, mm. my kids, each one of them have been hurt in some way in the past, and I've had a really hard time getting over it, and I've had a harder time getting over it than they did. And I've actually had them say to me, Mom, I'm over that. You need to get over it. But when someone hurts one of my kids, I think that probably makes me angrier than anything else. But I think I'm a mom, right? That's just kind of what we do. And then what makes me happy? And this is the answer that made me emotional before. So I'm going to try and not cry this time. The thing that makes me the happiest is having all of our kids together. And between the two of us, we have seven kids. And my step kids, I consider them all my children. One of them lived with us, Sammy. He lived with us full time. And then the other two of his biological children would come to us for breaks and all summer. So we saw a lot of them. So really played a big part in raising all seven of them. And even though it was crazy and stressful and beyond chaotic, those were times where I felt complete because we were all together. And since then, everybody but two of the kids, of course, BJ, he lives near me in a group home. He's mentally handicapped. He's the oldest of the seven, by the way. And then the youngest, Austin, he lives here locally too. Everybody else lives out of state, and all the grandchildren live out of state. So I don't know that we're ever going to get all seven of them together again, and that makes me sad. But they all live in different states. So and stretched right now from coast to coast. They stretch from San Diego, Vegas, Minnesota, Kentucky, and then South Carolina. So getting them all together, I think, would be almost impossible. But whenever we have as many of them together as possible, that's what makes me the happiest, I think, of anything, is when we've got my chicks in the nest. And again, I think most moms can understand that. And if the grandkids are there, I mean, that's all the better, isn't it? Let's see. Have you had a facelift, Botox, or fillers? And what is your honest opinion of these? Do you see my face? I have had nothing. I had one little round of Botox probably about 15 years ago right here for the 11s between my eyes. And I kind of wish I could still do something about that because I don't have a very good resting you-know-what face, and I think these factor in. I look angry a lot. They're so deep now, I don't know that a whole lot could be done. But you want to know what my honest opinion of them is? Well, let me tell you this. If a reputable plastic surgeon said to me, I will give you free of charge a facelift, I would be on board. I would love to get some of this little bit of sagging and that kind of thing. I think aging faces are beautiful. I'm in front of people a lot, and I would like to take care of that. And also, I would just like to not be thinking about how to take care of that. I mean, obviously, I would still take care of my skin, but not have to camouflage it quite so much. So I think if you are down for it, go for it. And if you have the budget, but honestly, the facelift thing, I don't even know if I would have time to heal from a facelift right now because we have so much going on. So even if it was offered free, I may not be able to do it anyway. And look, I haven't needed to use my glasses. Let's see. Fill in the blank. I wish I was more even-tempered. I'm getting a lot better as time is going on. Nope, I'm going to take that back. I wish I was more wise, because I think if I had wisdom, the even-temperedness would follow. And I also think a lot of things in life would just be easier if I was approaching everything from a position of wisdom instead of sometimes in a position of, emotions and how I feel, which isn't always very accurate for the situation at hand. What is your all-time can't live without beauty product? This assumes I know much about beauty products. I know about makeup, but when it comes to skincare, I'm honestly not that well schooled. So I'm going to give a makeup answer, and that would be a brow gel. If I don't do anything else, I normally will flick on a little bit of brow gel. Brow gel can change the look of your face. It just makes you look more well-groomed and put together and neat. And if you don't use brow gel, when you get done with your makeup, just take some clear brow gel, brush your brows in place, kind of, if there's any sticking up, kind of just, tuck them over. It really, really gives a nice finishing piece and just makes your face look done and kind of refined. Love it. And what 3 words do you live by? Wow. I didn't look at these questions ahead, obviously, and I can't remember what my answer was before. But I probably, number 1, faith. My faith is really important to me. Number 2, wisdom. I just try to act with wisdom. I often fail on that. And then number 3, family. I think if those 3 things are in place, probably the rest of life will fall in right behind. Okay, so there we go. That is the grown-ass woman challenge. Still afraid to say the word, and I'm going to make the thumbnail not say that word because I don't want to have a problem with YouTube. Let me know what you think of this video, please. And again, I will put these questions down in the description box, and I will also try to remember to pin them to the top of the comments so that you guys can see them real easy. And if you'd like to share any or all of your answers, I would absolutely love that. I enjoy communicating with you. Also, my email address is in the description box, and if you would rather just email them to me, I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but I'd be happy to see them that way too. Okay, that is it. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, and be blessed. Hey guys, it's Nancy Ann. Today, Nancy Ann. I have suddenly developed a British accent. Let's try this again.